Oh my goodness, the dogs will not let me leave. Okay, I am on my way. I'm trying to get out of the house to find you all some beautiful pieces of jewelry. Anyway, wish me luck. I'll let you know what I find. Okay. Well, I'm back. Welcome in, everyone. This is Kirsten from Kierstenredresale. So, as you saw in the clip, hopefully, I'm still learning this editing thing right before this, that I ventured out into the big bad world of Phoenix, Arizona. Woo! And wanted to see what I could find. I did go to a couple places, and I think I found quite a bit of stuff. Did I spend slightly more than I would have wanted to? Probably, but that's okay. But first off, let me welcome you all in. Thanks so much for being here. If you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe. I would really appreciate it. According to the analytics, something like, I don't know, 30% or 40% people watch my videos, they're just not subscribed. So it just takes a second. It's free. And if you could give me a thumbs up, that would be fantastic, or a thumbs down. Either way, I would appreciate the engagement. Anyway, we're going to get going here. So, like I said, I went to a few places. Things have just changed in the last X amount of years. You know, we all have heard that from probably a lot of people, with the whole certain stores not selling jewelry anymore. And, you know, so it's difficult. And I'm a homebody, so I don't like to venture too far from home. I think that has to do with being a homebody-ish and age, and I don't know. My home's a really convenient, nice place, so I kind of like to stay here. But sometimes you do have to leave. So I just want to show you a few things that I was able to find out there in this world. So I didn't go anywhere new for me. Kind of stuck with like what I know. And I was lucky this time. I don't always get great stuff, but I think I did really nicely. So this is just a really cool old school sterling silver and butterscotchy amber. Very cool. I do love the translucency of some of it and then the opaque of the real pale yellow. I like to see the combination of the two. It's a really cool thing. But this is not a super old piece. Well, obviously the amber is, but the bracelet itself, you know, I don't know. I can't date it, but I could just buy the clasp and everything. But I thought it was really pretty, and I'll show you why. Because look at these awesome earrings. Oh my goodness. Look at these beauties. Now these are, I think, 835 silver. I don't have my loop with me, of course not. Anyway, and these are from Russia. At least that's what my trusty jewelry dealer told me. But these are just really brilliant. Just a nice, look at that slab. It's just a slab of amber, and you can see, look at the white amber, like just the variance of all this. This is not reconstituted. If I know if something's reconstituted, I most certainly let you know. This is not. You can actually see almost like where, you know how trees have rings? Well, so do amber. When you get big chunks of amber and you slice it. Now, does it tell you how old it is? Probably not. I don't know enough about amber to let you know that. But I do like how they left the natural raw edges. And it's just literally a slab, just like you would see big old slab of wood, you know, and I thought they were just absolutely beautiful. So I kind of liked that together. And then along the same lines, now one of these rings, well, they're both custom made rings for this person. And this was they were selling their own personal stuff today, which was kind of, I don't know, I didn't ask. Sometimes you just don't want to know, you know. But look at this. This is amber. It's absolutely brilliant. In sterling silver. I'm not even sure. I don't know anything about this. Really just really cool piece. Nice size. It's a bigger size ring. What size ring is this? This ring is a size 8.5. I did pay, you know, quite a bit, especially when you find the more unusual ambers, you're going to pay, unfortunately, a nice amount for them. And look at this one. This one, look at that. I love the setting on this one. This one I think is a little bit smaller. It is. This one I don't know. I don't have my manual. This was so like last minute. I think it's about a 7.5, maybe a 7. I don't know. I will let you know when I bring it to sale on Thursdays. Gorgeous though. And this one's a little bit heavier a piece than that one. But the same amber, same type amber. I don't know. So that's that little section there. So that was from a specific person, one person. Moving on to a different person. Now this, okay, this is massive.
This is just a huge, I don't even know if I can get it all in frame. It's not a long necklace, but it is, I think it weighs 100 grams or 90. I don't know. I have to weigh it. It's very heavy as far as amber goes. Just a big chunk. I've had big chunky pieces, and this is mega chunk. That's a big chunky chunk. I know my English is blowing you all away, isn't it? Gorgeous piece. And from the same person that I got this from, look at this. Got this beautiful sterling silver and malachite cuff. Look at that. I know I'm zoomed way too much. Look at that. Such a cool piece, a heavy piece. It is a bit heavy, but it's just amazing. It isn't, is it unsigned? I think it is unsigned. Now, when I got home, I didn't just run here and do this. I did test to make sure what I purchased was actually sterling, because you never know, even if it's people that you trust, everyone makes mistakes, right? So you just have to double, triple check your stuff. And then, I don't know, I have a thing for littles and like little miniatures. And so whenever I find something little that I don't know, I buy. This is a tiny little sterling cuff. It's too little for me, and I have tiny wrists. This is little. So I'm going to say this is for a very small adult or a young kid, like a kid, But just real simple. Obviously, it's just way tarnished. But I don't know why I bought it. I just did. It's just so cute and tiny, and why not? Oh, I'm sorry. So those are from one person. I'm trying to keep these things in order. Okay, so now we're going on to another vendor. So these were this was an individual. This is an individual. Now we're going to go to vendor at a antique mall type thing. And it was kind of weird. I don't know everyone, and it happens. But I did get this beautiful. Now this is sterling silver. This is a vintage piece. This is sapphire. I don't know the correct term. It is sapphire. I don't know the name of this particular sapphire. I know it's to me, it looks like it's orange sapphire, but there's an actual name for it. I don't know. Someone who knows better, please let me know, or I can just look it up. But it's gorgeous. It's literally fire, and I'm not doing it justice right now, and I do apologize for that. But it is stunning. Now, I usually don't buy this type of thing. I usually buy big, chunky, massive pieces, but, I just really, there was something about this stone. The cut of it was really beautiful. And I don't know, the color was just brilliant. And in the real light, not this crappy light I have right now, it glows. It's just absolutely stunning. Stunning, stunning piece. So I did bite the bullet and buy that. I don't even know if it's up anyone's alley. Oh, I forgot to put that back. But why not? Sometimes you just have to take a chance. And from that little vendor there, I bought these because I thought they were pretty. I don't know. They're sterling silver. This is emerald. Very low grade emerald, obviously. But they're just really pretty. Kind of, look antique-y. They're not, obviously. But really just lovely little sterling silver. And there you saw a price. There you go. That's not what I paid. But I think there's marcasites in there. But just, I don't know. I really like the look. I know there's a little heart there. They're just very sweet little earrings. And earrings, when I find them, I try to buy them because sometimes it's hard out here. It's hard out in this world. So now look at this incredible cuff. Now this was obviously a piece that was put together. This is Native American. Now, I don't know a whole lot about it except for part of the story. But this is lapis. Now this right here, the only story I know is this was originally, so you can see how that was soldered. Not soldered. They didn't clean it up great because this was intended for individual usage, not resell usage, I guess. But what the deal was, this was a child's belt buckle. Isn't that insane? And when the child got bigger, they made it into a bracelet. This is definitely for a smaller size. It does fit me, but it's for a smaller size wrist. Although this part is nice and big. The bracelet part itself is not very large. Bigger than this one, but not by a whole lot, believe it or not. But it's a fabulous piece. And I just kind of like the whole thing that this was, someone's child's belt buckle. And when they grew out of that, they decided they themselves were going to make it into a bracelet for them. And how cool is that? I thought that was really fantastic. It is sterling. It is lapis. It's all tested. So I had to buy that. And even though it looks a little sloppy from the back, the story is amazing. It's soldered on there well. It's not going to fall apart or anything. And I just had to buy it. So then here's this. So I do, if you all know me, I do love a good Taxco every now and then. I'm joking because, I buy it all the time. But I found this one today. And I don't recollect that I've had this one before. Maybe I have, I don't think so. But it is a smaller scale. Usually I get these big honkers. And not everyone wants a big honker bracelet. I totally get it. And there was something just kind of, well, it's minimalist, obviously. And it kind of reminds me of like Adobe homes with the windows. I don't know. There was something about it that was very, or like, I guess a horseshoe, possibly. You know, y'all going to see whatever you're going to see in it. But I just really like the simplicity of it. It's not, like I said, a big chunky one, but it is really incredibly well made. It is heavy duty. It weighs quite a bit. It has the safety, has the markings that you want to see. And I just thought it's a really cool bracelet. To me, this is a stacker, but it most certainly is substantial enough to wear by itself. Okay, we're moving on to the rings. You ready? I did score on the rings today. In my opinion. They might not be everyone's style, and that's totally okay. Okay, so we will start with this one. This one is signed somewhere. It's very tarnished. This is Native American. This is, gosh, what is this? Shugite? I always say Shugnite. It's not Shugnite. It's not the wrapper. Whatever that beautiful purple stone is that is what that is. And then we have opal, all inlaid work. It's a stunning ring. I believe it is a size 6.5. It's in very good condition. It is tarnished, but you know, I just left it. Excuse my hands. Beautiful ring. Not a big chunky bunky ring, but it's just, look at that, gorgeous. The opals are beautiful. 99.9% of the time when you find a ring like this will be lab opal. Okay, most likely you are not going to get it with natural opal. Most Native Americans don't even use natural opal. Not saying it doesn't happen, you know, it most certainly can, but most of the time it is going to be lab opal. It's just as beautiful. It's absolutely stunning. It's a little bit more hardy as well. Moving on. Okay, so this is a small size, but it's a giant ring, and I had to buy it. This is just old school Navajo. Now, I live where I live, and we have access. Well, there's quite a few places in the United States that have access, obviously, to Navajo jewelry. And just because I have a lot of access to it doesn't always mean it's in the best price point, because it's a popular thing these days. But I do the best that I can. This is a small size. When I say small, this fits my wedding ring. So this is like a size 4. So I know that could be a problem. But this is just an old school, big. I mean, this is like, you know, you can see the difference in sizes here. This is gorgeous, this and that. This is a sign piece. This is not. This is just an old, amazing ring. Look at that turquoise. Now, this is not stabilized turquoise, but it is sealed turquoise. And I'm sure some amazing person has done many videos on the difference between the different types of sealing, reconstituted, the slabs, natural, blah, blah. This is natural turquoise that has been sealed. It has been sealed because natural turquoise that's not stabilized at all is very soft for the most part, especially with more veiny. You can see how there's going to be little choppy chops in there. And this just keeps it sealed so it doesn't turn green as quickly. And it just helps the turquoise life a little bit longer. Absolutely nothing wrong with any of the above. It's just different personal preferences. But anyway, so, and they were nice enough to let me know that this was sealed. You don't always get that information. I was fortunate enough to be able to get the information on this piece. But like I said, it is an unsigned beauty. It is a big, chunky, lovely piece, but it is a small size. So that's that one. Oh, please just stay. There we go. Okay, moving on. Let's see. From the same person, I got 3 rings from this place. And I do not believe any of them are signed. I think they're all vintage, but I do not believe any of them are signed. So I've got this gorgeous one here. Just, you know, just the really cool old school Navajo chunk of chunks. Gorgeous, gorgeous turquoise in there. The 2 different, I don't know if it's 2 different kinds or if it's just oxidized, you know, at different rates. I don't know. But what I like, sometimes I get these old vintage ones and they're very thin in the back and dainty. This and that are not. They are nice, thick, heavy rings. And honestly, I prefer that. And, you know, well, I just love rings. So I guess, you know, but sometimes you find some of the newer ones in particularly, or the very, very old ones, very thin. And it's just, you know, the way they designed it. But I prefer personally the thick, chunky ones. And it's partially because I'm very hard on my jewelry. And so I want it to be a little thicker and more hardy, you know. For instance, this one I'm about to show you. This one's not too bad. This is from the same vendor. So we've got a really lovely shadow box. Not perfect. Remember, these are old vintage pieces. You're not going to find them perfect. If that's what you're looking for, you're not going to get that with the old pieces. Possibly the new pieces, but even then, if they're individually made, we're individuals, right? We all have a little flaw here or there. What does Tanya from My Jewelry Addiction say? Wabi sabi, I guess, or something. Anyway, shadow box, really pretty. Now this has a nice thick band too, but it's not as thick as the other ones, but it's still a very substantial band. And I believe this one is a size 7. Really beautiful. So those are vintage, non-signed pieces. Okay. Now I have this gorgeous one here. Now this is an older piece, but it is signed Navajo. This is from a different person altogether. I'm trying to get my loop so I can actually read it for you. It's, oh boy, why do they do that? A.McCab. I don't know. I'll show you. It is cut off. They soldered the ring part over their name, I think, partially. Anyway, you ready? Look at this. Whoa, it's gorgeous. Look at that. Now, it's funny because I just had this zoomed in way and it looked similar to malachite, but this is not. This was sold to me as green turquoise from the, now this one is not from an antique mall. This one is from, okay, so we, in the Southwest, I'm sure it's all over the Southwest, they have many galleries. They call them galleries. They're, well, I guess they're a type of gallery. They have like a lot of Native American fine art, crafts, and jewelry. So it's a type of gallery for sure, but it's a gallery where it's more accessible to just walking off the street. You don't have to be there for a special show or anything like that. And they sell Native jewelry. So this was sold to me as green turquoise. So, I'm just going to take their word for it, although it does kind of look similar to malachite, but okay, well, this is what they said. So anyway, I thought it was really cool. Now this is newer piece, not new though. Okay, this is secondhand, which is incredible because these places don't normally have secondhand pieces. This was some big blowout they had for the end of the year because, oh, everyone, Happy New Year's if you're in this part of the world where it's still not the next year. Does that make sense? Okay. Anyway, so I was fortunate enough to be able to get this piece. I know nothing about this particular artist. I will obviously do my homework, and there are my dogs. But look at that, very Southwest design that they put in there. This looks very much like a New Mexico design. A lot of Native Americans who reside in New Mexico who make beautiful, amazing jewelry. I've seen this type of cutouts and this styling often, but I could be completely wrong as well. So I will have more information about this when I'm ready to sell it. So we got that lovely piece as well. Okay, now this is a ring as well, but this is not native. This is nothing other than I thought it was really pretty and I really wanted to buy it. So this was from back to the antique mall, different one. This is the only thing I found at this other antique mall, if you want to even call it an antique mall. It was literally a hole in the wall with a couple vendors. But hey, you know what? They're trying, so I'm happy for that. So I just thought it was really cool. It's very Polynesian, obviously. We have the peridot, amethyst, sterling silver, and this is a big ring. Look at that. It's a chunky ring. And I really do like, it's very comfortable. The way the little saddle-ish areas are in perfect size. They fit in your finger really well. The wrapping around is done really nicely. It's not so annoying that you can wear it next to other rings. It's not going to impede your fingers from moving. These are things I look at when I'm buying jewelry because I want it to be comfortable because not all jewelry is comfortable. Most of it's really beautiful, but sometimes the beauty part of it doesn't always coincide with the wearability part. You know what I mean? But so anyway, I think I just spoke a mile a minute. I did purchase some other things, but okay, I'll show one. This is a signed piece. This is a newer piece. I can't even read the signature. This is also from the gallery. I am going to keep it, but when I was talking about thinner, I paid a lot for this, and I just want to be honest with you, I love the front of the ring. I might as well just show you. I'm sitting here talking. So this is Navajo, believe it or not, an amethyst. And I really liked it. I thought it was very different. It's a big ring, and I do like a big ring. Really pretty. It is a signed piece, but it's kind of dinky. Like what I was talking about, like with the old versus sometimes the new. Like you can see the difference in the thickness, and even all around. Like it's just a much thinner ring, and I paid a lot for it. And it's just one of those things. We all do. We get carried away. And I was excited. The artist was there. You got to meet the artist. It was really fun and everything like that. And I was in a rush, as I always am. And I bought it, you know what I mean? And I think it's really pretty, and it's a light ring, so it's obviously not going to bother whoever buys it, but I paid a little too much for it. So this is one of those things that, like, as a reseller, I might have, screwed up just a little bit. And I'm basically going to ask what I paid for it, because honestly, I don't want to ask more. I could, but I don't think it's worth more. So, you win some, you lose some. This one, I hope I break even on, you know what I mean? I think it's beautiful, lovely. I wouldn't have bought it otherwise, and it is a signed piece, but the quality just isn't where I would want it to be for the price that I would have to ask as a reseller. So that's just one of those things, and I make mistakes, we all do, and we just don't always admit to it. It's kind of a hard thing to bite sometimes when you do screw up, but it's life, right? You learn from your mistakes and you move on. But I think overall, I did pretty well. It took a little while to accumulate these things, different people, different vendors, but it was done, bam, bam, in one day, and a quick day, because I'm always rushing around. Anyway, this is Kiersten from Kierstenredresale. I hope you enjoyed this type of video. Please, Happy New Year, everyone. Yay, happy 2025. And okay, I'm going to give you all hugs and love. Love you all. Be safe. Okay, mwah. Bye.